Hey, everybody, and welcome to Cubbage Critiques. I'm Sam C. on this edition of Cubbage Critiques, and we're going to have some fun. I have a great topic to critique for you. And just to let you know that Cubbage Critiques is sponsored by Vibrant Souls Health and Wellness. You can follow Vibrant Souls on Instagram, and you can email Vibrant Souls at vibrantsouls@gmail.com. So this edition of Cubbage Critiques will be beginning in just a few moments. Stay tuned. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. And while you're here, make sure you click like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell for notifications. So, for those of you who know me, I am a very big wrestling fan. Pro wrestling is something I've watched for a very, very, very long time. I'm not going to tell you for how long, but um, it is entertainment. It can be very entertaining. So in the WWE, there is this group called the New Day. And I have always been big fans of the New Day since day one. They debuted, believe it or not, 10 years ago, right here in the WWE. And the members of the New Day, they consist of Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E. Well, if you've been following the New Day very recently, you'll know a couple years ago, member Big E suffered a really, really bad injury to his neck. So he hasn't been wrestling for maybe even 3 years at this point now. He went to do some sort of stunt, more or less, and the other wrestler more or less just kind of they did a move and he ended up landing head first, like the top of his head going into the ground. So Big E couldn't move. They took him to the hospital, and luckily he didn't have to have any surgery done. But as it stands right now, he hasn't been medically cleared to return for a couple years now. A lot of speculations that he may never wrestle again. But which leads me to what happened on this Monday night's episode of WWE Monday Night Raw. What happened to your boys, the New Day, as they say, that's their chant. So lately, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods have been bickering, actually the past couple months, and they've been losing. They've been on this really bad losing streak. They haven't got any wins. Well, actually, if they did get a win, it was Xavier Woods, but he would do it the heel way. He would find a way to cheat. A lot of people think it was intentional of these cheating ways. A lot of people are just thinking maybe he's just trying to figure out how he can step up the pace a little bit. But nevertheless, this past Monday on Monday Night Raw, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston came out to the ring and addressed the crowd and thanked the crowd for supporting them for the past 10 years. Because again, the New Day has been in existence for 10 years. And just when Xavier Woods was about to say, I don't think you guys are going to like what we're going to have to say, out comes Big E. Actually, Big E's music hits. Big E comes out. He comes out to a standing ovation because, again, he has not been in a wrestling ring for 2 or 3 years now. And the man was really dressed up. He had a nice suit on. Comes out. The crowd, he's high-fiving the crowd, shaking hands with the crowd. Then he gets in the ring. And Big E's biggest thing was he wanted to make sure that the New Day doesn't fall apart because they were on this losing streak. So what he was telling Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods that they've been a family since day one. Now, the New Day technically was established by Xavier Woods because it was his brainchild 10 years ago that all three of those wrestlers that he felt weren't going anywhere and weren't getting any type of championship matches or anything like that. So they decided to all band together and form the New Day. And they have been one of the most successful groups in WWE history. Whether you like them as a fan, or a face, whether you like them as a heel, they are just awesome individuals. They are very talented, very athletic individuals. So Big E comes out to Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and he explains to them that he's there for them and he wants this group to succeed. Of course, here comes the crowd chants. So right now, Big E says that now when he was doing his speech on Monday, he said that he wasn't medically cleared. But he said, until I'm medically cleared, I want to be the manager of you two, which I thought was a great idea because at least you would be able to see him every week. He would come out as a manager until he gets himself together. Well, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods didn't seem to take this very well. They more or less berated him. And the first thing Xavier Woods said was, now you want to come out and support us? Where were you when we needed you? And what did Big E say? He said that, well, I was home. I had, this really bad neck injury, which everybody saw. And Kofi Kingston jumps in and says, okay, big deal. You had a big neck injury. So what? Then they both started naming some wrestlers that had neck injuries that have come back in a certain amount of time. And Xavier Woods even said that he had a torn ACL and he came back in 9 months. So they then berated him. Xavier Woods tells him to get out of their ring. And when we need you, we will call you. Big E doesn't take this very well. And he says to the both of them, so it's like that, you're going to throw away 10 years of this group, me and being in this group for 10 years. That's it. They couldn't even look at him. They just looked at each other. And they pretty much kicked them out of the group. Now, that's really an interesting turn of events because no one in this crowd, or even me in general, and you can pretty much tell when a wrestler is going to turn into a heel wrestler, or you can tell when they become a babyface wrestler. But in this case, none of us saw this heel turn coming for Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. They've been baby faces for so long. But now I guess it's time for them to see what they can do as heel wrestlers. So only time will tell to see whether they get championship gold around their waist or not. So that's what's up with your boys, the New Day, right now. And like I said, I'm a big wrestling buff. I watch that every week. And I know that I'll probably have some more information on this. If you guys are interested, I can definitely let you know for anybody who watches wrestling or just wants to know exactly what the rest of this storyline seems to be. But in the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in to Cubbage Critiques. I hope you enjoyed this little critique that I did on this edition of the show. And make sure you click like, share, and subscribe once again to our YouTube channel. And join us on Saturdays, live at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on our YouTube channel with myself and Bobby D for the CCI radio show. And while you're at it, make sure you tune back here tomorrow. Bobby D will have another good episode for you for Cooking Fun with Mrs. Cubbage that you definitely don't want to miss. So, again, have a safe, blessed, and wonderful day. And we'll be back next time with a brand new Cubbage Critiques. Until then, take care.